Hi guys, Coach Hannah here. Thank you so much for joining my 4th of July healthy survival tips. Thank you for letting me be a little bit late. I got stuck in the grocery store in line. I thought it was going to be a really quick grocery shopping trip and I was wrong. So I was having coffee with a friend. We were having a wonderful conversation and thought I could squeeze in a quick grocery shopping, like grab a couple things, and the line was really long. So I apologize for being just a few minutes late. So thank you for hanging out with me anyway. And now I'm coming in from my car because I didn't have time to drive home and it's warm. So I'm a little red, but it's all right. So what I want to talk about is just give you guys some really quick, easy, tangible tools to help you navigate a 4th of July weekend or just general social situations, feeling empowered and not feel like you have to have so much anxiety about not having control over the situation. So the way I want to kind of do this is I'm basically talking to old me. I was someone who I would track macros so strictly or be like, have really specific goals and anything, even if it was fun, a cookout, a barbecue, concert, whatever, even if it was fun, if it maybe meant that I could not be perfect on plan, I lost my shit. I was anxious, I was stressed, I didn't even want to go. Things that I love to do, I didn't want to go. I took macro tracking from a place of empowerment to a place of oppression. And I really, really try and educate you guys how to avoid that from happening. So I'm kind of talking to old me. The very, very first thing, sorry, it's really hot in here. Whew, this AC is taking its time. But I want to talk to you about just calming down a little bit. So we can tap into your logic here. Going in with a suboptimal game plan to how you're going to navigate. You're not going to be perfect with your goals, but you have just a solid game plan that with some flexibility that you can likely adhere to is going to be so much better than a perfect plan that you can stick to for like 10 minutes. Think of it as like even how you would approach a diet. Isn't it so much more effective to have a suboptimal diet that still gets you results that you can actually stick to for more than 5 days, as opposed to the perfect diet that leaves no room for error, no social life, and you can't last more than a weekend and then you're right back to square one. So going in with a plan that allows some flexibility and lack of control that still makes you feel like you can make good choices is way better than going in with the game plan of I'm going to be perfect no matter what, and you set yourself up for failure, you flip on fuck it mode, all is lost, because then you end up being worse off going in with your perfect plan than you would have just going in with a suboptimal plan that you feel really, really good about. So a couple just really simple, quick, easy things. This is an easy one, especially you ladies. Don't show up hungry. Don't go in starving, start slamming White Claws, and then no one likes you. Don't go starving. You lose the ability to even listen to your hunger cues. You get so hungry that the second you start eating, you don't even get the signal that you're full till you are so over far past whatever full would have been that you end up being full up to here, like that Thanksgiving full when you're like, I actually don't think I can breathe anymore because there's so much food in me. Don't let yourself get there. So don't show up to a social gathering starving. Eat something beforehand. Think about, all right, what's gonna be at those places in high volume? You're gonna have plenty of like carbs, plenty of fat, plenty of drinks. What I didn't say is water, lean protein, or vegetables. So eat some of that, drink some of that before you go. Go in feeling good. Also, if you feel like you're trying to still make some good choices and you want to have some control over the food selection, offer to bring something. That was my post yesterday, this fabulous watermelon salad. It doesn't have to be a complicated recipe. I was queen veggie tray. I was known as like the veggie tray girl for our social group of friends back in San Diego. I always brought it. They would make fun of me like, all right, what's everyone bringing? Hannah, veggie tray. I'm like, yeah, what's up? I'm bringing it. And it was always the first thing gone. I don't care what you call me, veggie tray girl or whatever, but I would bring something that I would want to eat. I have a great recipe for like a skinny, high protein, low fat buffalo chicken dip. Offer to bring, a big fruit salad. Maybe throw some, like, hey, can I bring some chicken and vegetable kebabs to throw on the grill? If you want to have some control over some of the food there, then offer to bring something. If you are not in a place where you actually feel comfortable offering to bring something, maybe you really just don't know these people, or you're going to be kind of like, I don't know, hop into different places. And mind you, this is all with me saying, please social distance. This pandemic is not going away, but I'm just trying to help you guys, give you some tools to navigate social situations. So this is not just 4th of July relevant. But if you are not in a place where you are able to bring something, you just really don't feel comfortable, then that's okay. Just go on with the mindset knowing that you can't control everything. So don't let the fact that you can't control everything completely flip you out. Don't let the fact that you can't control something that you can't control stress you out. There's no point. So bring some snacks. Have some high protein bars with you. Make sure you bring a water bottle. Don't let yourself get dehydrated. And a really, 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 really easy thing to do to set you up for success, stop eating out of the serving bowl. Just because the bowl of chips is sitting there doesn't mean you need to eat the whole thing. Or that is probably, if you are a snacker and you eat kind of mindlessly, having a conversation with someone next to the bowl of chips so you can mow through it while you're casually snacking, also probably not the best decision if you're trying to be mindful. So especially in those gatherings, if maybe there's a big thing of food setting out, like a big table or whatever, or even, holiday parties, things like that, there's going to be a spread. Take note, walk around, see what looks good, what sounds good, make yourself a plate, and then leave the area where all the food is and go sit down and have a conversation and eat something. It's when you start grazing is when you can slam a meal before you even made your plate. So just being a little bit more mindful about not mindlessly eating right out of the serving dishes goes a long way. And going back to point 1, where you're not showing up starving, is even if you can't control the food that is served and you're not in a place to be able to really bring anything, is if you go in feeling satisfied, you ate something before you went, so you are not starving, when you actually start to eat, you can listen to your hunger cues. It is so much better to just listen to your hunger cues and eat what is served that is maybe not the most healthy portion, than think one bite of anything unhealthy and all is lost and you just flip on bucket mode and you eat everything in sight. That helps no one. So think of hunger cues maybe on like a 10-point scale. We'll go 0 to 10. 0, you are so hungry you would eat your firstborn and your best friend's firstborn and not even feel bad. You are starving. 10 out of 10, we're going to call that Thanksgiving full, all the way up to here that I was talking about earlier. So if that's your scale, 0 to 10, thanks, Todd. Much appreciated. I'm so glad you're here, and I'd love to connect next week. So don't forget to shoot me a DM. But anyway, so when you're looking at that hunger scale, if 0 is you're going to eat a child, don't let yourself get below maybe a. All right, I'm back. Sorry, low power mode. It paused. So basically, don't let yourself get below a 3 on that hunger scale. It's okay to be hungry, but don't let yourself get so ravenous that you lose the ability to control yourself. And then stop eating maybe at a 7. You're not really hungry anymore, but you're not stuffed. Everybody knows at this point there is a delay from when you're eating to when you actually feel full. So give yourself a little wiggle room for the delay to kick in. Stop eating before you're really, really full and just let it sit there. Push the plate away or just take a moment, pause, have a drink of water, whatever, chat. And if you are actually still hungry, you can go back and have some more, but you can't undo it. It's like getting a haircut. If I was like, I want to bob up to here, she's going to be like, yeah, you're out of your mind. We're going to start here and then keep going. So be mindful of your hunger cues. They can be so helpful in situations where you really just can't control the type of food, the calorie amount, things like that. This goes back to, you can always control what you choose to eat and what you put in your mouth. No one is going to body slam you and shove food in your mouth or pour drinks down your throat. We are not in undergrad anymore. Maybe some of you are, but don't want to see those funnels coming out the top window where beer's going down, all the things. You have a choice. So at the end of the day, if you choose to be a bit more strict on your nutrition, your hydration, and you really don't want to forego your goals, you really want to go in with a game plan, make sure you're being realistic and that you're in a situation where you can control enough where you feel good about it. Don't say, I'm going to control every little thing if you know there's almost no shot in hell of it happening. Be realistic and forgiving with yourself. But at the end of the day, it is your decision and you are in control. So make the choice that you feel best about and stick with it. Don't make the choice and then complain about it the whole time. Don't go in with a game plan and then have to abandon ship, and then you are so upset because then you ate the cake and you ruined everything. You chose to forego your goals and have the cake. Own it, enjoy it, and move the hell on. Also, if you choose to forego the treats and really want to stick with your goals, like, no thanks, I brought, a couple snacks with me, things like that. Don't complain about it the whole time if someone else is having, a cookie, a cake, or whatever dessert was brought, or, a great burger, whatever, and you're like, I can't have that. Oh, I wish I could have that. Oh, I'm dieting. Oh, I wish. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear that. So whatever choice you make it's because you want to make it. You can eat whatever you want. If you are choosing to stay a little bit more in accordance with your goals, then choose that and feel good about it. Don't choose it and then complain about it the whole time. That's just not good for anybody. So kind of going back around to don't stress about things that you can't stress about. You just be realistic about what you can control. And this is coming from a control freak. If you are going to be running around all day, going in and out of different social situations, or there is just no shot in hell you are going to be able to really nail your nutrition goals that day, make peace with that and just make choices best you can. Be mindful with your hunger cues. Don't flip to effort mode. No need to do that. But just be realistic. Or if you decide that you really, really do want to stick to your plan, it matters to you, and you are not going to complain about it and make everyone's life miserable around you, make sure you are then going to be in a situation where you can stick to your plan. You don't want to go in saying, I'm going to control everything, if you're going to a place where you have no control and you know almost nobody. So be logic and realistic and go in. Remember, it is way, way better to have a suboptimal game plan. Not perfect with your nutrition and anything. Not perfect, but suboptimal that you still feel pretty good about and you can stick to it, rather than going in with the perfect plan that you can stick to for 10 minutes. And then the second you get that, second glass of wine or White Claw or Coors Light, whatever the hell it is, on an empty stomach, and you turn into a mess, then you get to leave and your whole day sucks anyway. So just be smart about it. Have fun. Don't stress over one day. Your health, your fitness, your weight loss, your relationship with food, your whatever will not teeter on this one moment. But if you act like it does, your whole day is going to be full of stress and anxiety instead of just having some fun. So this goes to all social situations. You're thinking this, I'm kind of gearing this like 4th of July-ish, but think about, Christmas parties, holidays, happy hours, birthday celebrations, whatever. Be realistic, be kind to yourself, and stick to your guns. If you want to do something and you're going to say no to certain things, be okay with that and not complain about it, knowing you chose it. Or if you decide that it is your kid's birthday and you just want to celebrate, then don't even open your tracking app on your phone and just enjoy it. Be mindful. But the next day, if the scale shoots up and you do step on it and you're holding a little bit of more water because of the sodium in the food you chose, don't let that throw you into a downward spiral. It was a choice you made and it is going to be okay. So that is the biggest thing, is just be okay with the choices you're making. Be kind to yourself. Be smart. You are in more control than you think. And also, I did want to touch on something real quick, is if you are a little bit hesitant about fielding comments about your food choices, I still get that, in the line of work that I do, if I'm like going in for the chocolate cake, like, what's up? And I'm really excited. I get I can't believe you would eat that. Wow, you eat that? Wow. Oh, I'm just like, yeah, I do. So you might get comments or like, why aren't you eating the cookie? No, why are you not having dessert? Are you not drinking today? You might get some comments like that. All you have to do is say, no, I'm taking a day off drinking. Thanks though. I'm going to have some water. What you think is going to happen when you say no thanks to a drink or no thanks to dessert, if you decide that you really don't want it, you think someone's going to be like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? What they're going to be is, okay, or more power to you. I couldn't do that. And you're like, thanks, I'm working hard, thanks, and just move on. Or if someone, judges you for, eating something maybe unhealthy and, makes a comment, say, oh, I've really just taken away some rules around the foods I'm choosing and, it's going really well. Thank you for noticing. How's your dog? Don't let someone strip you of your power from an easy comment when genuinely they might just be asking a question or just not understand the choices you're making. So you can either engage them in a happy conversation. You don't have to get defensive, or just make a joke of it, play it off, and ask them about a dog, a whatever, and just change the conversation. It doesn't have to be a big thing. So just calm the stress down. If you guys have any questions, start putting them in, because I'm wrapping down. This car is still kind of hot. And also, yeah, when you see this show up on my page, I totally took a little like picture, and it says like 4th of July tips, all that fun stuff, in my apartment, because I was planning on doing this there. So now it is in a car, but I'm not going to change the photo because we're just rolling with the punches today. But the biggest thing is be safe this weekend. Have some fun. Realize perfection doesn't exist. It is a sliding continuum of sometimes you make choices a little bit more in accordance with your health and fitness goals. Sometimes you just let your hair down a little bit more. You're not falling off any track. You're just choosing how rigorous to be. And there's no right or wrong. And what you choose tonight might be different than what you choose tomorrow. Take each moment one at a time. You totally got this. If you need me, I am here to try and help you in any way I can. Shoot me a DM. I promise I answer everything. Just again, happy 4th of July weekend. Stay safe, please, for the love of God. Social distance. This pandemic is not over. Just because you are over COVID does not mean it can't get you. So be smart, you guys. Be safe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will try my best to save this as an IGTV, so if you came in late, you still get to watch the front part, because there was